guys, and this could be the first video in a mini series of pre-playoffs TASL interviews. So I'm here today with Mika from the team FreeZe. So hello, Mika. How are you doing today? Yeah,
I'm doing good. Hi.
nice. And so we'll be going through, all these interviews, trying to spread them out before playoffs because it's pretty exciting. There's a lot going to be coming up, and this could be the first one in the series. And we're with Mika today. So before we start, I've received a note that I needed to kind of say at the start. I've been instructed to say this. See, Noctis from your team wanted me to state very clearly that he is the captain of the team. So could you tell me what's going on with that?
So it's basically me bullying him cause he's kind of getting pissed when I say that to him, and I and I keep making fun of him. So I just keep saying that I'm the captain.
Right. Okay. That makes sense then. So it's I just wanted to clear that out of the way because I got told that I didn't want any captain shenanigans going on, so I just thought I'd see what's going on there. But yeah. So to actually start talking about TASL, so FreeZe did really well. So how did you guys actually feel with your season performance? How would did you guys feel by the time you'd played all your matches? Were you happy with your results? I mean, you must have been happy with your results, but how happy were you? As a team?
We were really happy. I liked how we played the whole games. We only dropped 3 games and 4 sets, and I think that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's really good.
We also didn't lose 1 counter pick from the opponent, so I'm kind of happy about that.
So people need to try and work out what FreeZe weaknesses really are because it seems like they have no idea right now because all the counter picks have failed. It turns out.
Yeah, I think we're good in literally every mode.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, especially from your performance. I think it was it you guys against Radiance at the end where they were kind of known to be the Rainmaker teams. They tried picking Rainmaker against you over and over, and then they just got didn't you guys just wash them on Rainmaker? You've not lost on that mode yet, I think.
We played them on, I think it was Snapper Rainmaker. We lost the first game. It was CB Snapper. After that, we played Rainmaker Snapper, and I think we KO'd in 30 seconds.
Yep.
And the next game, it was Wahoo Rainmaker. The game was kind of weird because none of the teams pushed. And at the end, we got, I survived the Ray from Hypnos, so we could finally make a push. We got 3 down, and then we did a good push to 30 and still got and won this. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm pretty sure you guys... okay, I'm really scared to say only, but I think you're the only team with a 100% win rate on Rainmaker, maybe over any mode. I'd need to look at the stats, but I think that's really impressive. So I'm sure that a lot of teams are going to be pretty scared going into playoffs. But I mean, talking about going into playoffs, your first opponent, FTWin, they recently have been playing with Shaq again. How are you feeling kind of playing against them? Because obviously they lost to Starburst, but you're going to be playing them first round and they're going to be playing with Shaq again. How are you kind of feeling? What's your confidence going into that first match?
I'm actually really confident. I feel like every team is right now confident. So
Yeah.
if I listen to them, but I think they are better with Shaq than with Toon because Toon has been Shaq has been playing K-Shot since always. He always played the weapon. He's really good with it. So I think he's gonna be better. So I think we gotta prepare much for the set. We don't want to lose this set.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that's going to be your hardest opponent in the entire tournament?
If I'm honest, yeah, I think they're gonna be the best opponent with Shaq.
Makes sense. And so when you were watching FTWin actually play Starburst, first off, who did you want to play in the first round? And second off, were you surprised by the results? Did you think Starburst would do that well? How did you feel actually watching that series?
I feel like many people underrated Starburst. I saw them they got. I didn't understand why people underrated them because they have Bren, awesome Slayer. They have Jared, one of the best Slayers. Then they have Ice, awesome backline, and Ant, who is playing really great lately. I feel like people underrated them, and if I'm honest, I was already thinking before the set that Starburst would win it, because FTWin didn't play with Shaq. I still think Toon is pretty good, but it's not like with Shaq. It's basically how do I say it? He has been always playing with them, always playing with Kyo.
I guess it just kind of feels like what true FTWin is, if you know what I mean. They've been playing together so long. It's that's what FTWin is. They have the synergy. They've that kind of Bursty and Toon switching in and out, and then Shaq and Kyo always in together with a different backline. That's like the FTWin that's
Yeah,
always been successful, I guess.
yeah.
So
I think that's the best FTWin.
sorry, but yeah, I was gonna say. So obviously you're confident you're gonna win your first series. Who do you think that you're going to be playing against in the grand finals? So obviously you're expecting to make the grand finals, but what about the other side of the bracket? We've got Rift against Starburst. How do you think those teams are going to match up against each other? Like, who are you kind of predicting to be facing in the finals, if you want to say?
Oh, that's a hard question. If I'm honest, I see Rift going into finals. I still think Starburst can make an upset, but I'm gonna be a bit, how do you say it, biased,
Yeah.
because I'm EU and I want to have an European final. So I'm gonna root for Rift, and I also think they're gonna win. But it depends on which mood they are. Like if you know
Yeah.
Erza, he depends on which mood he is, and if he's in a good mood, I think they can destroy them, and if he's like in a bad mood, I think they're gonna lose.
I remember saying that like really, really early on in the season. I feel like Rift are a team that could be the best team in the world when they're having a good day, and when they're not feeling that great, they could definitely lose some sets to teams they shouldn't. So I think you bring up a really
Yeah.
great point there. So of course, playing against Rift, they have run this kind of really aggressive double inkjet strategy. Do you find that's going to be difficult for you guys to deal with? I mean, you've played against it already, but do you think they've like improved on it, or are you like confident that you'd be able to beat? Like, how confident do you feel versing Rift? Like, have you scrimmed them much recently? You know, but that'd be pretty crazy as an all EU finals. But how do you feel against Rift?
I'm still confident against them. It's kind of the same matchup. Like we have a Charger, we have a now Juju's playing N-Zap a second. We have Free and Erza, and we have Skose and Noctis. I think it's a pretty wait, how do you say it? It's a like the matchup is oh fuck, how do I say that?
I guess you could say your teams have quite parallel play styles, you know, they kind of go in the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
You know, you're going for the same
Yeah,
sort of
that's
thing.
what.
It's not like, you know, usual guys where they're playing pretty slow with their Explosher and their tent, you
Yeah,
know. You guys are both playing really aggressively with your pretty standard compositions.
yeah, but I think like since we beat them 5-1, we are obviously
Yeah.
pretty confident against them. And in scrim, it's mostly equal. But like I said, when Erza's in a bad mood, it's gonna be like I think we're gonna destroy them again.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But so let's say that Starburst win. Do you not think it'd be kind of nice to be able to play against both the NA teams? Because then you kind of prove, you know, okay, you know, we're this EU team coming in and we've just gone through all of these NA teams. Like, do you think you'd like that? Or and playing against Starburst, do you think again they play similar to you? Or are you scared? Like, you know, because they play with the CDS and the L3. That's definitely not what you see from every single team. It's a very unique style. Do you think you're going to struggle against that style? Have you scrimmed them much? Like, how do you feel against Starburst, the team?
We scrimmed them once, and the scrim was pretty equal. We played 6-6. I think they're gonna be a strong opponent, but if we like, I think the most important players on the team is Jared and Bren, and I think if
Yeah.
we take them out, we have a pretty good chance to win this. So I think we're gonna focus them a lot.
So you think your plan going in is definitely going to be try to shut down those, you know, Slayers going in and, you know, trying to run you over.
Yeah. I
I,
think Bren and Jared are like one of the best duos I have ever seen. I think they are actually pretty strong,
yeah.
and if I'm honest, I'm actually kind of scared of them. They are like the only Slayers I'm actually kind of scared of. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to like put much pressure on them. Try to focus them a bit more, because I feel like they're gonna be the main problem when I play against Starburst.
So, you know, moving back to your semi-finals opponent, of course, you just said that you're most scared of Bran and Jared. Are you saying that you're
Hmm
more scared of them than you are Shaq and Kyo? You know, how did you know those teams compare? What are you looking at on FTWin to try and shut down to beat that team? You know, who are the threats coming from then in your eyes?
I think the main threat's gonna be Biscuit and Kyo. I feel like Shaq is still a Slayer, but he's not that aggressive like
Yeah.
Kyo or Biscuit. So I think if we shut them down, it's gonna be a bit easy.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best against them. I think it's still gonna be a close set, but I'm confident for every set. Like we have been doing great the past months, so I feel like every team gotta say this. Like every
Yeah.
team gotta think like, yeah, we are the best team right now. We gotta beat the other team. Like I think it's kind of obvious that they should think like that. Like I don't know if you saw that, but some teams have been saying stuff like, yeah, we're gonna go to the TASL and gonna lose 5-1 or something,
Yeah, no one's
and
gonna
that's
do
not
that.
a good
Yeah.
mindset.
I mean, but talking about FTWin, another thing with FTWin is that every team in the made playoffs actually is like kind of this charger-based team, and they all have, a similar comp. Obviously Starburst do differ a bit because they have very different type of slayers, these, long-range painty ones. But pretty much every team apart from FTWin has this charger, painting armor weapon, and then 2 slayers.
Yeah,
FTWin, however, have a much more aggressive team composition. Do you think that's like easier to play against, or do you find it more annoying to play against? Do you find it easier to play against these charger comps, or do you find it much harder?
I find it harder to play against FTWin because I keep dying to the to Biscuit because
Yeah.
of his Nautilus. He shredders my armor so fucking quick, and he's like a god with the weapon. So I think it's gonna be a bit harder to play against the FTWin comp instead of the Charger comp, the usual playstyle.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, I guess with Biscuit on your team, the Nautilus does really well against pretty much all of your weapons apart from the Charger. So I guess you're going to be relying pretty hard on Zeros to try and put a lot of pressure on Biscuit, or, what's your kind of idea about that?
Yeah, I feel like when we have Zaras, I think he's the best Charger right now. So I think I'm gonna tell him to like a bit shut down Biscuit because I think he's gonna be the main problem. Because he basically outranges me. I think he now outranges our machine and the T-Tech. So I feel like he's gonna be the main problem. So I'm gonna tell Zaras to like shut him down.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think the last thing I'm going to kind of ask before we go off, because, we've gone through a lot today, luckily. So you play N-Zap, whereas I think pretty much every other support player right now is sticking to Junior. So I think with your N-Zap, you have something like one of the highest or the highest KDAs, in the league, which is, kill plus assist divided by deaths. Do you think that the N-Zap is actually better right now, or is it just better for you? What's your decision making with the N-Zap? Do you think it's stronger? Do you think it's the same, or is it just something that you like? What's your idea behind N-Zap as the final kind of closing thought?
The thing is, I feel I always wanted to be an aggressive team, and I feel like we are way more aggressive with N-Zap than with Junior. Like with N-Zap, I can do kills. With a Junior, it's kind of hard to do my kills.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot with Junior, so I just stick with N-Zap, and I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm also aggressive, and I also get a lot of armor, so I think it's fine to play N-Zap. But yeah, I don't know about the Junior. Like I'm not good with Junior. Like I don't do a lot of kills, and I dislike that. Like I want to help my team with kills too.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. And I guess that's kind of why a team like FTWin might like Bursty on Junior more, for example, because Bursty has amazing aim, but I feel like the Junior kind of works with their comp where they're waiting a lot more, whereas you guys just want to go in and, fight everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Mika. That's been a great interview. So yeah, any closing thoughts before we end this off?
No.
All right, fair enough. Well, all right, thanks very much for watching, guys. Make sure to follow Mika on Twitter and, check out his team going into the playoffs. Make sure to follow me and make sure to follow the TASL Twitter account at TASL_SBL and check up on all the other videos on this YouTube. There's going to be a lot of content coming up before the playoffs, so make sure to subscribe and keep out for all the content. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the playoffs going to be fun too. So thanks for coming on once again, Mika, and goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.